What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today, and we are back finally with a bit more league racing action on. This is AOR Oceania. Here's a reminder of the driver's standings if you haven't already familiarized yourselves. Zombie has a 18-point lead over myself. Laggy and Owen's not far behind. Ferrari have a 15-point advantage over Renault. In the constructors, Haas there in third and Red Bull there in fourth. But this is, of course, the F2 side of things. And, of course, AOR is brought to you by Elgato Gaming and Hype Energy Drinks. If you're not hyped, then get hyped with Hype Energy Drinks. So here for round number 6 here at the British Grand Prix. You can see there, the pit lane exit is definitely a bit of a tricky one. You don't want to put the power on very early, otherwise you'll hit the wall. And I was doing that quite a bit during the practice races that I was doing anyway. But you see, I'm starting now on our qualifying run here. Didn't really get affected much during our run here. But the traffic was not too bad. The Sly was only in front of us for the first start of it, but taking it flat out through turn 9 at Cops. Trying to take a flat through Mackens and Beckett's through here. Probably compromised my line a little bit here. Could have gone maybe a little bit wider coming out of that sector there, but it wasn't really too bad of a second sector time. But coming across the finish line now, going to get a good run through here. We set a 1:28.4, which wasn't too bad, although I felt like I could easily go quicker, as someone's already taken out the polystyrene signs. So that didn't really help my braking markers a lot. You can see there, that's DJRT, that's Penske in front of us. Don't know whether he's on a flying lap or not, but he was, you could say maybe he was helping me with a little bit of a slipstream here, but did get out of the road, which we're very thankful for, but ran too wide coming through. That was Brooklands there. That really put me off. I did have the fastest first sector. Went purple through there, but as we come now through the second sector, went a bit better run through there. Only off by about 0.05 of a second, which wasn't much. There's Leahy just pulling out of the road there. And then I thought to myself, well, if I'm not really going to improve much, I may as well just bail out and come straight into the lane. And of course, it is a tricky pit lane to get into, as you see there. I'm glad I don't want to do that that wasn't during the race, but I think Penske was trying to ram me up the rear end coming into the pits as well, but yeah, you can get away with it in qualifying, but yeah, the run into the pit lane, I just had to be behind my teammate at the wrong time, so I had to wait a little bit, which I'm totally fine with. I don't have any issues. It is what it is, really, when you have 2 car garages. Anyway, so doing the usual thing, taking all the fuel out and putting on another set of super soft tyres. The target was to get maybe into the 27s at best. I mean, I did practice in the lead up to this event with both the Red Bull boys in Michi and DT. I didn't quite get into the 27s, but I did a few practice races before this, and I was close, if not on the cusp, of getting into the 27s. But this is going to be my fastest lap of qualifying. A nice run there through turn 5. That's one of the Williams cars just getting out of the road. Went purple again through sector 1. Took a nice tight line there. I seriously don't know how the hell I didn't corner cut there, but ran a little bit wide here, and as I go out of the corner there, just ran a little bit wide coming out of left field. That may have possibly cost my run there a little bit, but now trying to take it nice and flat through Cops again. Nice run through there, perfect. Could not ask for any better. The car was not sliding one little bit. Now the flat through here through Maggins and Beckett's. Trying to take it nice and tight through there, not trying to corner cut. Again, had a compromised line there. Did go green in the Delta time, but it wasn't, it was only not by much again. It's like only 0.036 quicker that time around, but taking a nice line there. A few guys were using very much of the extension curb at Stowe, but now coming through the final section of Vale and Club. Trying to get a nice run through here, but fortunately it was only for P6 and a 1:28.348, which I felt like I could have easily gone better here. There's a replay from my teammate. He was on a flyer, and has actually invalidated his lap time. So, and he was the quickest at that stage as well. But I went again. I probably didn't have enough fuel in the end, but went purple through sector 1 and then had to cut the corner, didn't I, coming out of the Brooklands there. But excuse me, I really apologise for my voice. It has been working a lot lately. There's a replay on board with ThatLaggyPerson. Now he got a little bit affected with his teammate RAK, but I want you to focus on the car in front. Now that is one of the Red Bulls, and it's gone way off. Oh no, it's crashed. I think that may have been Mitchie actually. This will explain it. So I actually got his lap invalidated, and I think it's just, well, that's an interesting way of ending the qualifying session. But I'm going to sit quietly here and just let you enjoy a lap of Britain, of Silverstone around with my teammate. Enjoy. And he actually set his fastest lap on that final run. So my teammate gets pole position from Laggy and IsThatMaTt. You can see the way down the order there is Penske. He starts dead last. That's a really shocking qualifying for him. And I think Zombie just ahead of us there as well. But it's time to go racing here at the British Grand Prix. All right, welcome to the grid for the round number 6 of the British Grand Prix. You can see now the forecast was overcast. As you can see, I've just changed the strategy up. It did have the option of going from super softs to mediums, but I did not feel comfortable in the mediums around here. So I went for the super softs to softs. But it is overcast, but there is a potential for rain later on maybe. But here we go. We're all set for round 6 of AOR. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Silverstone. We've got my teammates on board on the top right as well, but it's a fairly good start from myself there, and Owen's going down to turn 1, and actually Laggy's got the jump. There's a lot of chaos going on next to me there. Both the Red Bull boys are close to each other. Matt's already lagging early on, but trying to go around the outside of, I think that may have been Mitchie, but just didn't quite have enough there. And now Matt's car still lagging all over the place, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes Formula Dragster, and then someone went well and truly off the road there. There's already been carnage earlier on in this lap already, so just had to fall in behind Formula Dragster, who did get a ripping start. DT runs a little bit wide up there, further up the road. We're just trying to get a good run here, coming through. That's Woodcote, coming now to Cops. It's not quite flat here through the race. You have to take it nice and cautiously through here. There's a few guys using the extra bit of road there. Formula Dragster somehow managed to lose the rear end a little bit, but stayed on for the time being. We're just being cautious through here. Everybody seems okay so far in the top view. The Formula Dragster is already trying to break my slipstream here, and I'm trying to get the slipstream, but So we lost R8 already on lap 1 and got a little bit off guard there by Formula Dragster. And had to brake really early there trying to avoid him. But now coming on to lap 2. Gonna have a look down the inside. There's contact between myself and Dragster. We've got a little bit of front wing damage to add to our cause, so that's not been the greatest of starts for us. Getting front wing damage around here is probably not the greatest of, well, it's not the greatest, put it that way, as we go up the inside of Formula Dragster and get position 6 back. Now we're going to chase after both the Red Bull boys. We started to pull away a little bit here, but you can see now I'm using all the excess road coming out of Cops there. That's given Formula Dragster the run that he needs. But now coming through Maggots and Beckett's now. Wasn't not quite the greatest of runs, I felt. Excuse me, the Red Bull boys are starting to pull away. I'm under attack from Formula Dragster here. Showing good pace here early on. There's I just had to run wide here. I'm going to have to use every bit of extension road there. We'll have Penske's on board on the top right of screen as well. Now Dragster try and go around the outside. I tried holding it around the outside. There's more contact between us two. Laggy sets the fast lap already. And lap 2, now beginning lap 3. DRS is enabled. Now Penske will probably be lighting me up going to turn 1. Get a little bit of dirty air there. Penske had a much better run compared to me. He's going to have a look down the inside. Someone's already taken out the braking markers, but did not have the greatest of runs through turn 3. Bit under attack there from Penske, but managed to hold on for the time being. Now Penske's got DRS. I've still got DRS, but somehow he's still got better straight line speed than me. Running a little bit wide coming through here, Brooklands. And Penske's going to have to do it the long way here. Don't know whether he could be able to do it. He's not, so managed to just hold him off for the time being. Now coming, Dragster starting to pull away now actually. Now again running very wide there, and that's given extra motivation for Penske to get the move done. I did change the front wing to the yes at the front wing at the pit stop. But Dragster's gone right in front of us and nearly took out Penske as well. Excuse me. He did have a little oversteering moment earlier on, but there's actually a bit of spits already. And there wasn't even forecast in the excuse me, the weather forecast predictor that there was going to be rain at all during this race. But let's have a look on board the replays of both the Red Bull boys. Matt had an absolute shocking start there off the line. Might have a bit of POV from here, but look how close they came to each other coming into turn 1 there. Now into turn 2, Mitchie's going very deep, looked up at Sly, but DT will take full advantage of that, going around the outside and taking that position away from him. So not a bad start from him. Now a replay on board with Penske. Unfortunately, he did have game sound to start with, but he paused the game and managed to get it back going again. So you can see there's already chaos through there. I think that was one of that might have been R8, but that's Exodona. Nearly 3 wide going here into turn 2. Matt's already lagging badly. That's Exodona there on the left. He's on the mediums. Penske on the softs, but there's lag again, and there goes Matt. Now, not sure exactly whether that's lag or not, but Penske diving out the inside here at Brooklands, and getting Exodona as well. Nice move there from Penske. Now it's going to have to chase after Demonic ex-biker, who's next up the road. There's a bit more chaos in the background there. That made it easy for Penske. Just Demonic ran wide at Cops, so it was a fairly simple move there. Now a replay from Frizy. That's a massive jump start. I wouldn't be surprised if Exodona's got a jump start there. But already Penske lagging a lot on Frizy's screen. There's already, that was the chaos I said. I think that was one of the Haas's. And I think there's more chaos as there goes. I think that was R8K. Now it looked different on Frizy's screen because there's a lot of desyncing happening on his screen, but I think everybody's all right at this stage. So you can see there's a few guys already coming in. I think Demonic was one, Exodona possibly another one. So let's have a look here what happened with R8. Getting a lot of wheel spin off the start there. So not the greatest of starts for him. And as you'll be able to see, little touch with Exodono there. That's actually Zombie Hunter off to the left. Nice music, by the way, R8. But once he rejoins, he gets tangled with Conrod, and there goes his front wing. He can understand his frustrations probably, but just look at Matt, just bogged down at the start, and it's probably another great start for him in P3, but that might explain what the other chaos was, because I think that was the Renault of Zombie Hunter. But Matt running very wide here at a turn 2. Going up the inside of Formula Dragster, but this be able to see what happens here. There's more contact, and well, again, desync may have been a factor there. Manages to avoid Zombie. I think it was Zombie. Here's a replay from Zombie. And you can see there, Matt had the shocking start off the line, but able to see what happens here into turn 1. And oh no, the desync called out the championship leader. So that's just a disastrous start for the championship leader. That might explain why the 150 and the 100 metre boards have both been disintegrated. There's there the two culprits, and Zombie had to come in at the end of that lap and actually put it straight into neutral coming into the lane. And it is a very long pit lane, so I've had to cut out a bit. That was, I think, Demonic in for his pit stop. But yeah, disastrous start for Zombie. He's changed the front wing, put on another set of softs, so I think he'll be on a 2-stop now. Because he definitely can't get to the end on the softs, I don't think. But here's a replay, change of position here for the Red Bulls. So Mitchie going up the inside here at Stowe. Gets the move done easily on his teammate. But back we go to us. Nothing really happened earlier on. Lap 6. And this is when the first drops of rain started to appear around here. Now, it was only like a tiny, tiny bit earlier on, but it's really starting to come in now. As now we've lost Formula Dragster. He's retired from this race. And like I said, there was no mention of rain in the forecast early in the race, so this is really just throwing a curveball in, and I've already changed my next tyres to the Inters just in case. But now under lap 7 we've cut off the first chicane there, and all the speed signs, that the braking markers are gone. But just getting an update on I think there was possibly the weather report or the tyre status, just to see what was going on. But everything seemed normal to start with. Nothing really was happening. The left-hand side tyres were really starting to feel the pinch here, so I lowered the differential a bit so I could just go as long as I could just to see whether this weather would do anything. But that was one of the cars coming in. It was Mitchie in for his stop onto the soft tyres, and away he goes. I really do apologise for the voice. It's not been the best, but lap 10 I come in the next lap, and I think that's DT in front of me, so we've now bailed, and I've actually changed my tyres to the soft tyres as well. Now this will probably be a long stop as well. Now, let's see how DT's goes here. This is on the super softs onto the mediums here, so obviously he doesn't feel comfortable about the softs around here. But let's see how my pit stop went. So soft tyres going on, and the change of the front wing, because I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable going around with just a tiny bit of damage to the front wing. So now I did turn green there, but I got held up because the Ikai was coming through there. So that probably cost me a little bit of time there coming out of the pits, but taking it so cautiously through there. We've now popped out in, dropped way back down to P10 behind Zombie now. So if we didn't have to change the front wing, I probably would have been hanging around with DT for the rest of this race. So not been the greatest of starts. Now here's Frizy on lap 11 here. Now he's going for a big gamble here onto the Inters straight away. Away he goes. And that's a really big gamble for Frizy. And now back we go with Penske on lap 11. He's got Conrad straight, or Steve Bingham, right up his rear end here. And he's actually got a bit more pace, does Conrad. This is really surprising from Penske. I think this is, remember, his third race without traction control. Don't think he's had a fully dry race yet. There was a little contact there, and the Conrod going right around the outside. Penske has the preferred line, and Matt's not far behind here as well. So Conrod takes full advantage of that, coming now into Copse. Hopefully trying to get a good run here, but Conrod does not have the greatest of runs out of Copse. So that's given Penske the motivation to get up the inside, possibly down the back straight, the hanger straight. Taking a nice cautious line through Maggots and Beckett's and trying to get a good run here. He will have DRS up his sleeve. Let's see whether he can do anything here on Conrod. It's just a tiny bit. He's going to have to do a dive up the inside. Yes, he does here at Stowe, and gets it done. So he gets Conrod back. Nice moves from Penske. But Conrod's not quite done yet. He gives him room to Penske. And I think now he's given up the spot now as Conrod. So a great battle all round, and Matt won't be too far behind here, but Conrod's not quite done yet into turn 1. But I think now he's had to yield that spot anyway. But now lap 11, got our second warning coming through Maggots and Beckett's. So it's slowly starting to catch up to Zombie up in front there. So but now my teammate comes in on lap 12, so he's taken the super softs a fair way. Onto the softs he goes, and away he goes. Nice stop from the Ferrari boys again. Now Laggy stayed out. That's the key thing there. And now here comes Penske. Now he did go underneath the speed limit coming in, but unfortunately copped a 5-second stop go penalty, which doesn't really help his cause. I think he did appeal that afterwards, and but we're going to have Penske's on board in the top right again. So he's onto the mediums, and he's already gone now. So, but now we're battling away here with Zombie Hunter, who's been on those soft tyres for quite a while now. I've forgotten what lap it is now. I think it's like lap 13 or something. But now coming out, here comes Penske coming out of the pits. So this may have been a big overcut there for Penske, but to go right around the outside here into turn 4. Do have the corner now. And managed to just hold on for the time being, but now I'm in a Renault sandwich completely. Zombie's, I think, trying to help out his teammate here because, like I said, he's out of sequence here. Up the inside we go here at Brooklands. Has to go right around the outside here. It's probably not ideal. Penske's not far behind. Couldn't quite get the drive. Had to go all the way back to the third gear. Demonic's retired from this race as well. My voice is going completely here. I don't know if I've got enough left in this voice, but coming through straight, I'm trying to have a good run here on Zombie. That's Demonic off to the left there. And trying to get a good run here through Maggots and Beckett's. Fairly okay run through there. Actually fairly good compared to Zombie. So we have a good run here. Got DRS up our sleeve as well. But he's trying to break it. We're going to have to go right around the outside. We've thought about the outside, but it's now turned to the inside, and now we get the move done to go all the way back to, I think, third or fourth gear, but now we've got past Zombie and up into P7 now. So next up, I think, Steve T up the road. There's another someone in the pits, but you can see here Owens coming well and truly out in front of Laggy. And yeah, and now Conrod's the last one to finally, he tried his luck to hopefully, to hope that the rain would come down a bit heavier, but unfortunately it didn't quite happen. But you can see now on lap 16, did get a viable strategy change here, which said I could go into the intermediates, but really I don't think anybody was buying it that it was wet enough, and it didn't feel wet enough. But I don't know, just my driving style probably just didn't feel comfortable. I mean, I'm not brilliant in the wet either, so even getting updates on the whether I'm on the right tyres or not, and Jeff was still saying yes, I'm still on the right tyres. So I mean, no one's really bailing out at this stage, but now cut to lap 19, about 3.6 ahead to DT, so we're starting to chase him down here. Mitchie here, a bit further up the road, he's battling with the Sly. He runs very wide to coming out of the final corner there. Sly's going to get the move done here up into turn 1. Does Mitchie have a look back up here into turn 3? Not quite. Might think about it here. Sly takes the the dirty line, or not the dirty line, but the shortest line there, but I think he's now got him here, so Sly up onto the podium now in a P3, but now into lap 20, rain's getting a little bit heavier. It's still not wet enough yet, but the gap to DT is not far behind. There's a little bit of an oversteer moment coming through there. And I think the gap was about maybe 2 odd seconds. 2.4 to be precise before I had that moment, so that really cost me then. I really felt maybe had I not made that mistake, I probably would have caught him a little bit, but that didn't help my cause either, coming through Maggots and Beckett's, because now the gaps will pull out a lot more now to DT, so now we've got a bit of a challenge on our hands here. That's Exodona there, who is a lap car. He did try going on to the intermediates, but he's been out on one lap and said, nah, it's not wet enough, so he had to bail out of it and come back straight into the lane. I really do apologise for my voice, by the way. But now Penske, is that Matt right behind, coming through Maggots and Beckett's now. But Conrod's coming flying through now. Nothing between those two, and I think Matt's just held on for the time being. Again, lag may be a factor here, but this battle for the lead, it's on here, because Laggy is putting a heap of pressure. He came in 1 lap later than my teammate. Now coming into Stowe here, thought about going around the outside, but doesn't quite have enough. Now he's going to have to cover the inside line here, does my teammate. Now into turn 16. And manages to just hold him off for the time being through Vale and Club. This is an incredible battle. Those guys have pretty much pulled away from the rest of us now. Penske again under attack from Conrad, who's on the super softs, like I said. Who just held him off there, and actually he pushed him wide a little bit there, so that halted Conrad's motor run there. And lap 23 now. The gap was back out to 3.3 seconds. There's a now Penske. Again, that's someone going very wide there, and I think it possibly is Conrad, and I think he's actually spun it, so that might explain why the yellow flag was out. I wasn't really sure who it was, but yeah, it's a bit of a shame for Conrad. He was really showing good pace and possibly on for another great points hole, but back again to the front of this pack, and well, this battle's still on here, coming down the front straight on lap 24 we go. Laggy's going to have to go right round the outside here, gives him room to Owens, just holds him off for now. And now myself coming through Cops there, going very wide, using every bit of track again. Still trying to haul in DT, he's still doing a great job in the P5. Probably not the greatest of runs through Maggots and Beckett's, but gap was slowly coming down here, and here's a replay again from Zombie Hunter. It gets a little caught out. Lost the rear end, and well, his day's just gone horribly, really. There's Conrad going up the inside there. Might get one more position later on, but it's just been a real shocker day, and he's going to lose a heap of points in the championship. And now it's still going here with the battle between the Ferrari and the Haas. And then to turn 1 here, just holds off Laggy for the time being. Might have a look here. Does Laggy? No, doesn't quite have enough here going into turn 3. At 4, thought about it. Still hanging on there. These guys are pretty much the pioneers here. Just tippy-toeing their way around here. Manages to hold him off there. We cut a bit further on into the lap coming out of Luffield there. And there's the first mistake from Laggy. He's really holding on to the back of Owens, but that may have cost him there. Excuse me. And now lap 24. You can see it again, the left-hand side tyres really starting to wear a heap there. That's, yeah, the gap was still sort of toing and froing. I did bring it back a little bit to DT in the end, but just having a little lock up there on the lap 25 we go, and a little bit sideways coming out of into turn 4 there. Still not over yet, I don't think. This spot for position 5, but again, running wide here at Cops. Just the weather, I just did not feel comfortable in this weather at all. Just taking things extra cautious around here. And now about to come through Club and Vale and Club, I should say, for the final couple of the final lap here. Now a little bit more sideways coming out of the final corner. The gap came back to about 2 seconds, but in the end I could see here, but I just tried everything, but just didn't quite have enough in the end. So it is going to be P6 for myself. Not a bad effort. It could have been a lot more better, but yeah, in the end, great result all round for Ferrari, because my teammate takes his first race win of the season. It's been a long while between drinks for him. I think you have to go all the way back to Abu Dhabi last season. Now, it was a bit weird because you see there, it's got Kevin Magnussen. Apparently he drives for Haas these days, but it is actually Laggy that finished in second there, and the Sly in P3. Actually, there's a few guys. DT actually got fourth ahead of Michi, who got penalties. And yeah, Zombie finished in P10. Managed to get the final points haul. Excuse me. Yeah, there's the final results on your screen there. Owens from Laggy, Sly in third, DT, Michi, myself, Penske, Kaiwas, Matt, and Exodona. No, it wasn't Exodona. No, Conrad, Exodona, Frizy, Demonic, Formula Dragster, and R8 were the lone DNFs. But the driver standings is now back to a point, or at least 1 or 2 points between Zombie and Owens. Laggy still in third, myself in P4, so still hanging on there for good points there, and Matt in P9 and P10. But the constructors, Ferrari, have about a 41-point lead over Renault, so we did gain a bit more points compared to the Renault boys. Haas still in third, Red Bull in fourth, Sauber a fair way behind, and Mercedes and Williams still a fair way back. So, yeah, it was an interesting British Grand Prix, but that's going to do it today, guys and girls. So if you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. Comment down below what you thought about that race. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more league racing content on F1 2017, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. All my social media links will be down in the description. Give me a follow whatsoever. Apologies for the voice. It's nearly gone. But for the moment, guys and girls, until the... what is next? The Hungarian Grand Prix. It is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.